So it's 7 p.m. We'll call the meeting to order. This is the regular meeting of Council of the Municipality of Swan Valley West, held in Council Chambers at 216 Main Street, Swan River, Manitoba, this 8th day of July, 2025 at 7 p.m. Present this evening, myself, Reeve, Gade, Councillors Burick, Zbirun, Neely, Kushniryk, McGregor, and Blosha. Our CAO, Kristi, Ronnquist, is with us. Our videographer, Jeremy Bergen, is here, and we have several people joining us tonight in the gallery. We'll jump into the meeting at number 2. Be it resolved, the agenda for the regular meeting of Council held this 8th day of July 2025 shall be adopted as presented. Is there someone to move? Councillor Neely, and I see Councillor McGregor. Just so Council is aware, about 10 minutes ago there was one final thing added. So if you've been in that screen for more than 10 minutes, you maybe should hit refresh. Is there any other additions or changes to the agenda tonight? Hearing none, we'll call the question. Those in favor? That's carried. On to number 3 we go. Be it resolved, the minutes of the... Is there minutes on here?
No.
No, there's no minutes here.
So sorry.
Public Works report. Do we have it?
No, I didn't get one.
Oh. So I can share a couple Public Works details. There's pictures floating around the table here that look a lot like this. So earlier today, for the first time in I don't know how long, it could be 15 or 20 years, Public Works completed a water repair in Benito without calling a contractor. So this is a water main break we're looking at. This is on 2nd Avenue, the water spraying out. This is about 20,000 gallons a day leaking out of that hole. And they managed to complete the repair by themselves for a savings of about $5,000. We're calling the contractor to come do it. Councillor Neely?
Is that on our property or
it's on our property?
It's on our property?
It is. Yeah. What we're looking at there in this part is the water main. In that particular part of the street, that's what is for a water main. And this is a tee off to a house. And so I don't know how much the story you've all followed, but a week ago we were there for a curb stop not working at a similar property.
Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah. The contractor did do that one, dug it, replaced the curb stop. Everything should have been fine, but the old curb stop, the issue was that when it was opened 2 years ago when the new house was built, it wasn't opened fully. And so there's a drain hole in the bottom of it. It's just a very small drain hole, about the size of that tip of that pin. But because it wasn't opened all the way, the drain hole didn't close. So since then, water's been spraying out at 70 psi, which then cut the copper back to be about a 1/4 inch hole coming out of the curb stop, spraying back along the line. So when we found that, we fixed that, we figured we had it, but the water use did not resolve itself. And in fact, the water pressure got worse in the house we've been working on. So what we've now found is the water traveled back along this line. The sewer is right here. You're seeing the edge of the sewer right there. So it created a cavity in the ground over time. The ground then collapsed. When it collapsed, it bent the water main, so you can see a bend at the top, and then obviously where the water spraying out is the other bend. So it crimped the main off to the point where we lost pressure to the one house, and what was left of the pressure is going in the ground. So that was about 20,000 gallons a day coming out of that hole. But as of late this afternoon, that is resolved. The pressure issue is resolved. The house that was having the issue, the other house is fixed as well, and we're no longer using up that much extra water.
We're good for another week.
At least another week, maybe 2. Who would think not turning on a curb stop would cause so much disaster? They say lessons never come cheap. Otherwise, Public Works, the reason we don't report tonight is he has been at this site all day. But graveling in the south has been completed. We're just finishing up graveling in the north over the next few days. That should be done in a week or 2, and all the gravel will be applied. We can look at the budget a little later on and see how that's going. It's tight, but we're going to finish, I believe, within budget for hauling it. And then on to the next excitement. Work is ongoing in the landfill. New posts have been installed for the new fence that is required. We have an extension on the fines to the end of July. So as long as we can comply with the orders in time, hopefully we'll avoid the fines on that. That's his next problem for tomorrow morning.
Any word on the mattresses?
Mattresses, I have spoken to the regional landfill at Gilbert Plains. They will gladly accept our mattresses for a fee of $40 each. 40. So we were maybe a little low on thinking it was worth $35.
$18, isn't it?
Well, it's 18 in Winnipeg plus the hauling it there. So I guess they take them and they haul them there for you and bill you for it. So we haven't found any place else to take them yet except Winnipeg. So they're working on spreading them out a bit so they dry from the rain, in hopes of making them a little bit lighter before we transport them. But we have been talking to Mr. Yonkers about forgiveness until we get them moved.
They said there's 200 of them there.
I'm hoping only 100, but there could be 200. We haven't got an exact count other than way too many. Any other public works questions while we're at it? I don't know if I know the answer, but I can give it a shot.
Report on mowers?
Last I heard was on Friday, both mowers were broken and being repaired again. I don't know if they're repaired yet or not. One of the people who was doing water today is the repairman for the mowers, so nothing will have happened today, but it may have happened yesterday. One is the tractor that was just fixed is broken.
Which one are we talking about? The New Holland?
Yeah.
Well, apparently the New Holland that should have been fixed, it wasn't fixed.
Well, they did what we said to do.
Well, apparently there's hydraulic issues.
There is, because when they first looked at it, they said the pump was weak. And we said, do we have to replace it? Is it that weak? Oh, no, it's fine, it's fine, it's fine. And now we have it back, it leaks. So now we have the pump coming to put the pump in. Which, it wasn't leaking when we took it there. But it is leaking now.
They should have been cutting grass a month ago.
I don't know, a month ago, but 3 weeks ago.
Yeah. So I don't think we'll get done all our cuts this fall. It's late. Too bad we didn't get a tractor to kind of, not rent, but get a tractor from somewhere to keep
We
going.
did look last year at the price of doing that, and it was prohibitively
At
expensive.
least one,
Yeah.
or whatever.
So they might not be cutting for another good week yet, probably. Eh?
I just don't know. I don't know what exactly was wrong with the second one. If it was a much lesser problem, it sounded like it was, so it should be able to return to service.
It's the tractor that's the problem. on both of them.
Well, on the one, I know it's the tractor. I haven't heard what the other one was. We got caught up in this, and I was leaving him be today instead of interrogating him. So I didn't want him to have to be answering his cell phone while he's down the hole.
Okay.
Anything else on Public Works report? Let's go to number 5. We have a delegation tonight. Mr. Neufeld is here. If you want to bring up a chair and join us. Mr. Neufeld, as we heard last meeting, is looking at doing some building in Benito, which is something we kind of like the idea of. So he's here to tell us a little bit about what his plans are. There's a picture of a house we had earlier.
How you doing? Good.
Some floor plans have been attached to the meeting agenda just when he got here, so those are available for you as well. And the floor is yours.
Okay. Good evening. My name's Rodney Neufeld. I moved into Benito 4 years ago. And as my retirement home till the last days, because I'm not moving anymore. And I purchased the property, 60 Main Street South. And I did some checking on 64 Main, which is an empty lot. Apparently there used to be a house there and it was just buried, so I don't know what I'm getting into yet. But I had made three bids, put in 3 bids into the municipality on purchasing that property, and I never heard anything about it. And I don't know if you mentioned anything.
I just spoke a little bit about the type of house. The picture is new tonight for everybody, so I haven't shared a bunch of details with them.
Okay, I'm still in the process of finalizing anything. because I needed to have the property finalized before I can go to the bank with it.
Mhm.
Okay, so I looked into mobile homes, 24-foot wide mobile homes. And then I heard that they may not allow a mobile home in Benito. So then I looked at a modular home. And I'm also looking at the present time on building a house on my own. Seeing that Bill told me that I'd have 2 years to put something on that property. So that in 2 years I can easily build a home on there. But I'm looking at prices. I'm also looking at what's available. I don't want some used junk. And this property, this home would be available to be rented. It would be a rental property. And I'm understanding that there'll be more people moving into Benito as soon as the hotel is.
We sure hope.
As soon as the splash park's made.
And, well, okay, that's true. But they're not gonna be using that in the winter time. But anyways, so I just wanted to secure that property. And there was other things that I was contemplating on that. And that is also maybe down the road subdividing that property and putting another home up. That's also in the background. And it's just so that it's to have, because there's a lot of derelict homes in Benito, and or homes that maybe not derelict, but maybe that's a strong word. Homes that haven't been taken care of, and this home here in the picture that you're seeing is an 1,100 square foot home, 3-bedroom, 2 baths. And down the road, I would also like to, I'd like to position it properly in the first place, and then add a garage to it. If you look at the picture, if you turn the picture around the other way, if you look at the floor plan, where that is blocked out with that model, right on that side is the back door.
Mm.
That's why I would have to spin it.
Yeah.
And have the porch facing, what is that?
North.
East.
East? Oh, yeah, maybe.
It would be facing east. So the porch would be towards the back of the property.
Mm.
Otherwise, and in the front of that property is all those trees. I'd like to take some of those trees out of there to make that driveway a little wider, to clean it up a little bit. And the picture here is not a mobile home, it's a modular home. It does not have axles, okay? I did a lot of research on the definitions. And Best Buy, on their webpage, they have the definitions of the, and I believe Kristi looked into that as well. And I would ask if it's possible to get this property, and I'll do my very best to I want to put this on a 4-foot foundation, 4 foot, 4.5 feet, but I don't want a basement.
Crawl spacing. Crawl space.
It'd be a crawl space, yes. And the crawl space would be foamed. The walls would be foamed so that I don't have no water problems, water and sewer breakages. And I'd also foam underneath the trailer. Or I used to live in a trailer, it's still stuck in the back of my head.
What do they call them now?
Modular homes. They still have mobile homes,
Yeah,
but they come on axles.
yeah.
Modular homes, this one here would probably come split.
Yeah. Yeah, I've seen them going down the highway, they got
Yeah.
them all tapered off on the high side.
And I think it's a very nice home. Like I said, there's 3 bedrooms. It's an open concept, and I like the porch part on it. But if it, because I gotta figure out what the rent would be. But I'll get that information through my bank.
So I think, just from the polling we did last time around, our conditions would be it's something on a foundation. So whether it's this modular home or something you build, either way, something foundation,
It would be a cement foundation.
because we don't want a mobile home there, but anything on a foundation would be agreeable. And we would probably give you an agreement where you get the lot for very little money, but you must have something on there in 2 years. And if you don't, we take the lot back.
Okay,
If that would be something that you could live with,
yeah.
okay. Do other folks have questions, comments? While he's here, this is a great time to ask.
I'm a little confused. There's 2 lots you're talking about here?
There's one lot that's
One lot.
250
Are these 2
feet
lots
deep.
together or not? Are there
So
two
it's on Main Street right against the railway track,
Oh, okay.
and it's really, really deep. It's deep enough to do
Oh,
two.
okay.
250 feet deep. And
There's the lot, Councillor.
And I have the lot right next to it. I bought that property.
That yellow highlight there.
Picture, the one with the court one. Thanks. Thank you.
I don't think that lot is as wide as mine.
I don't think so. Are you hooked on subdividing it into 2 lots, or do you just want 2 houses on the same lot?
Well, I don't know how you would,
We have a pretty magic wand, we can make things happen.
pardon?
We have a magic wand, we can make rules like that happen with.
Oh, okay.
I'm just thinking it might make some difference to us, because if you put 2 on the same thing, once it's split, we have to come around with water and sewer, so it doesn't cross the other one. But if there's 2 on the same one, you just go straight through to the second one.
Okay,
There might be some savings.
This is
okay.
Main Street right here.
It just depends on, like, if you want to sell them separately someday, obviously it's got to get split, but
This way here's the
it may be
center
able to be done without splitting it and save all of that hassle.
Yeah,
And this way's the micro.
that'd be a good
Right
idea.
there.
Right.
If you're intending to rent them both anyway,
Okay.
what's it matter if they're on the same roll?
Right.
Or a lot, as long as,
Close it, no,
We'll just have separate shut-offs.
yeah.
by the group.
This one here.
I call it.
Yeah, that would,
All I have to do.
I would be game for that.
Oh, okay.
And maybe we can get some of those ground squirrels out of there at the same time.
We need to have a barbecue.
Boy, it's unreal how many ground squirrels are there.
Anybody else with questions? So we will give this a chat later tonight. We'll go around the table a few times with council and see what they're thinking. And Kristi will likely be in touch in a day or two, just with
Okay,
where we're going.
just be advised, I'll have my cell phone, but I'm leaving for Winnipeg because I'm going to, I have to deliver some pills to Mike in the hospital, Mike Kalinowski.
Okay. If we miss you, call us next week when you're back.
Okay,
Because we should have a decision figured out tonight, or else more questions or something. We'll know something by the end of the night.
okay,
And we'll either be in touch or you call us and we'll let you know.
okay, I appreciate it.
Thank you so much for coming in. I'm sorry it's taking you 4 tries, but
Well, I tried. I was getting to the point of, almost angry, but I try not to be.
Yeah, well, that's good.
And I try to be civil about everything, and I won't add things to that.
very good. Have a great night.
Okay,
Thank you.
Thank you.
See you later.
Yep.
Bill, all that,
Oh, can we turn that? We'll get it turned off for you.
I had to revamp it a little bit. Okay, I got it done.
So we'll move to 8.1, General Cheques. Sorry. Oh, the minutes have appeared.
Oh,
Okay, let's go back to, nobody's read them yet though, eh? We'll just pick them up next time. Because everybody usually reads them ahead, they don't sit here and... So 8.1. Be resolved, the Council of the Municipality of Swan Valley West hereby approves the following payments. General Cheques number 20600 to 20633 in the amount of $435,476.49. Is there someone to move the resolution? Councillor Burick, and I see Councillor Kushniryk. I know that Councillor Neely is leading us off with questions tonight.
No, I just had the one about a double for the contract.
Oh, okay, that's it.
That was
Okay.
all, that was my only.
Councillor Zbirun.
20605. Is a donation?
So there's 2 different ones. One is from Mr. Sanborn, a donation of $5,000. The other one is from Community Foundation of Swan Valley for a grant they've received.
It's T Sanborn, it should be J Sanborn.
Oh, okay.
Just make sure that the J gets on
Okay.
there. That's my
Fine with me.
only question.
Okay.
what number was that?
20605.
Thank you.
Okay. Councillor Blosha told us earlier she doesn't have
I
questions,
got
but have you revised that?
You
Yeah.
better mark
Okay.
that down.
No, I got the 20602. Did we take something back?
We did.
Oh,
Returned
because-
the $54.54
No,
item
that's.
and bought a $64.19 item.
And then we have 2 payments to each of the gravel haulers in these.
Yes, I believe we do to both.
Yeah, like at the start, there's one
Yes.
at the middle.
I think what you're seeing is the 2 at the top.
Yeah.
Yes, it's 2 separate payments.
Okay. Yeah, because the 2 at the top, and then I see.
The first 2
Very
just
similar
missed
to
the
the
last
ones-
batch. And
Oh,
then this
okay.
is the next batch.
Because I
of
swore we
thereafter.
saw those last batch.
We talked about how we had them, but we didn't actually pass approval for those 2 last batches.
Oh, okay. Okay, because they were like, we're not paying twice.
No, we made sure they didn't get any more than they should. Anything further on the checks tonight?
20610.
0610. Hearing testing.
Was that all employees?
That is, I believe, everybody.
12 of them, I think, 12.
12 employees?
We found out some of them don't hear real well. Or maybe they just don't listen real well. Something like
I was
that.
just gonna say, how about counselors? We can be testing.
Good thing I didn't get it.
Yeah, good. So that's for 12, eh? 12? Okay.
Anything else?
There's something else I saw here before, but I can't find it now. That's okay. That's okay. It was okay.
Oh, I know it
Well,
was.
that's what I was gonna say, the calcium.
Yes,
I see about, what, 95,000?
roughly, yeah.
Yeah, is that,
It's higher.
is it,
We were hoping for 80, 85.
was it, what was charged, what was collected is balanced out, or?
Where's
I
our
had a
budget
sticky
report?
note there for you with a bunch of that.
Oh, there's a sticky note here with me for a bunch of this. So, we used 220,000 litres. Last year we used 196,000 litres. Last year we received $57,958. This year we received $64,373.
64. Received, okay, so that,
From
So we
people.
went up about $6,000 in what we received. We also went up expense-wise a little more.
so is that the expense-wise, the shortage, is that our share?
Well, it certainly
How
is
much-
now.
how
I
much-
don't know if it was just that though, or if some of the other ones cost a little more than they should have. We may need to look at adjusting the custom rate.
So we're done with calcium then?
We are.
Yeah.
We still have 2 pending complaints with calcium. Both of them Public Works is looking into. Both of them are complaints that the calcium has not eliminated all of the dust.
It's kind of tough, pretty
It does
dry.
happen sometimes.
Pretty-
Would one of them be in my ward?
Both of them, I believe.
Kristi?
Yep.
I was gonna say both of them probably Ward 6.
I went for a drive there yesterday to look at it, and you can't even tell it was done. Honest to God, but they gravelled over the original,
And then they did it
and you
again.
know what it's like the first time you do it.
Yep.
It sort of sinks down, disappears. So that's happened again. Like it looks like there's been nothing put down there at all, honest to God.
Well, I've been, my site where I live, I've probably done it ever since we've started, 10 years ago, say, if not more.
Mm-hmm.
And it looks like it's half gone. I mean, it's just dry, it's so dry, we hardly have any rain, it just doesn't activate.
Well, even our test site, when I was on it today, like a week ago, it was perfect.
Yeah.
But today it's dusty.
Yeah, so it's hard to eliminate that.
The one though, the Councillor Neely's concern is, yes, it's more than just dry. It's everything that happened to it both last year and this year is all combined into this disaster of the site not working.
I told her I hope we don't have a 3-beat here.
Did we refund her in the end last year?
Partially.
We redid it, didn't we, or did we not? No, I guess.
Well, we
just
did redo
refunded
it ourselves, but we
Yeah.
partially refunded it.
We may have to do something again because
Well, I'm just
if it's
thinking
that
we
bad,
could-
there's no point charging for it.
If we could apply some dry stuff and water it down, maybe, I don't know.
Okay.
Well, they haven't even,
I told her I'd
like
bring it
everybody's
up.
had it already for weeks and they have had no relief from
Well,
it.
maybe we should do both. Maybe we should refund it and try and put some dry stuff on and water it.
I think that would be the best thing to do.
Okay, let's do that. We'll refund it full, and we'll also send Public Works out in their spare time, which I know they have a lot of this week.
It's the odds of something going
Might get done by September.
Apply water.
to 2 years in a row.
I'm like,
One year they grade over it, this year they gravel over it. Oh my
I
God.
hope she buys lottery tickets because she is so lucky. Okay. Sorry, I messed up my computer. That was moved by who?
I-
Cheques. It was
Mr.
Councillor
Burick.
Burick
I
and
moved
Councillor
Mr. Kushniryk.
Kushniryk. Okay, good. Any further questions? Hearing nothing, we'll call the question on the resolution. Those in favor? That's carried. 8.2 payroll checks. Be it resolved, the Council of the Municipality of Swan Valley West hereby approves the following payments. Payroll payments number 848 to 864 in the amount of $27,124.49. Is there a mover? Councillor Blosha, and someone to second. Councillor Neely. Copy of the payroll amounts are attached. Does anyone have questions or discussion? Hearing nothing, we'll call the question. Those in favor? That's carried. 8.3, be it resolved that Council of the Municipality of Swan Valley West hereby approves the following payments. Indemnities for June, number 4702 to 4711, the amount of $9,919.28. Someone care to move the resolution? Councillor Zbirun, and is there a seconder? I see Councillor Burick. Copy of the indemnities list is also attached. Questions or discussion on this? Hearing nothing, we'll call the question. Those in favor? That is carried. 8.4. Be it resolved the Council of the Municipality of Swan Valley West hereby approves the following payments. Payroll payments for Benito Fire Department, number 19,094 to 19,105, the amount of $7,160.88. This represents January 1st to the end of June. Is there someone to move the resolution? Councillor Neely. Someone to second. Councillor Zbirun. A copy of the payroll statement is attached for the firefighters. Is there any questions or discussion? Hearing none, we'll call the question on the resolution. Those in favor? That's carried. 8.5. No resolution here, but a copy of the current budget is attached, specifically the expense report with the budget. So the budget amounts have been updated. These are the correct amounts that were passed. These are the numbers to the end of this check run. So everything that's been approved is currently listed in here. Transportation is getting nip and tuck, but we're still just barely in there. Part of what was in the checks tonight was a payment for raw gravel for last year that was missed. So it should have been last year, but it's been put into this year. We may discuss in camera that gravel contract specifically because it comes due this year. We are looking at renewing it and want some advice from council on that. Any further discussion on that's what we'll call the budgetary control report these days? There's an error at the very end of it printed. We're asking Unisoft what that means because it says the one number doesn't match the next number, but they're exactly the same. So we're going to have them sort that out for us. If there's nothing more on that, we'll go to 9.1 for discussion. Call reports from the Benito Fire Department are attached. These represent the last, I believe, couple months of call reports. We're not taking action on them tonight. They're just attached for your information so you can see what they've been up to out there. Does anyone want to discuss that fire call reports at all? Let's go to 9.2. Be it resolved the Urban Animal Control Report for June 2025 be received and approved for payment. Is there someone to move the resolution? Councillor Blosha. Someone to second the resolution? Councillor Zbirun. Copy of the Animal Control Report is attached for one call, 1 hour. Call from a resident north of Benito, bothered by the neighbor's dog frequently in their yard. Spoke with the neighbor, warned him that the dog would be impounded if it is caught over there. Any discussion? We'll call the question. Those in favor? That's carried. 9.3. Be it resolved the Rural Animal Control and Bylaw Report for June 2025 be received and approved for payment. Is there a mover? Councillor Neely, and someone to second the resolution. Councillor Kushniryk. A much, much lengthier report is attached to this one. So Mr. Ronnquist has been somewhat busy. He's been out in Benito regarding a puppy, but he's also been doing some bylaw complaints. So there's some stuff. The main report is attached in public view, but there are sub-reports attached here of the private versions to tell you exactly what this has been going on. So what I can say is that certainly he's doing some enforcement of some bylaws. One of those is in the Durban area, where he has been issuing some orders. Some of those orders have not had compliance, but some of those orders they are working on. So they're just sorting through that a little bit. You can probably recognize the house and understand quite clearly why we are seeking compliance in that particular matter. Any discussion on the Animal Control and Bylaw Report? If you want to discuss specific things, we can do it in camera later, but the general report can be discussed now. Hearing nothing, we'll call the question. Those in favor? That's carried. And if you do have more interest on any of those, please remind us in camera and we can go through some of the details. 9.4. So this is an interesting one if you get out your Robert Rules of Order. When we passed the resolution for the public hearing, we said the 20-something, not 24th. It's really the 22nd. So by letter of the law, we can't actually amend this tonight. We're supposed to give notice that it's going to come back next time, etc., etc., etc. We have posted the advertising correctly. We've done all the stuff correctly. So How does council feel about slightly bending the rules and just passing this as a solution instead of going through weeks worth of taking it back and doing it again and delaying that public hearing? We're okay with that? Okay. So what we'll probably do is we'll do this, and then at some point in housekeeping, we'll get rid of that old resolution that has the wrong date. So for a little while, we'll have 2 public hearings set, but we just won't hold the second one. And then life will be good, and we don't have to mess them up.
Meeting is when it.
Well, especially it's been advertised
Exactly.
and everything, and they
Yeah.
probably started their work to talk to their neighbors.
Yeah, 'cause we don't really want to mess that up on
No.
them, so. Okay. To be it resolved, the public hearing shall be held on July 22nd, 2025 at 7:15 PM for the purpose of receiving presentations from those who may be interested in regards to the request for a kennel permit within the AG zone on the property known as 131 River Road, Swan River, specifically to allow for the current 7 dogs as it's over the allotted limit of 3 as per Animal Control Bylaw 2354 8.1. Be it further resolved that all necessary advertising, mailing, and posting of notice for said hearing shall be made in accordance with the Planning Act. Is there somebody to move the resolution? Councillor Neely and Councillor Blosha. Any discussion? Hearing none, we'll call the question. Those in favor? And we will try to remember later tonight to give notice of motion to take the other one back. And then we can make it all fit within the nice boxes the province has established for rules for us. 9.5, Swan Valley Historical Museum has provided a copy of the most recent financial statements. I admit I have not read these yet, because I've been away all day. But I suspect they show that the museum has lost a little bit of money. Is that what it shows? Yes, it is, I think. So the museum struggled somewhat last year with not getting a grant for summer students. And I suspect, so they lost $3,000. Again, this year, they didn't get a grant for summer students. So that certainly is hurting them because they're paying out a bunch of money in the summer. But so far as yet, they're surviving. That is attached for information in case you wish to take a big read through it. Any discussion on that? 9.6, municipal assistant. This is just bounced back. This is what we've seen before. So we've heard from Mountain a little bit, suggesting that they think that we should start with just the committees paying for it because they don't think we'll get Minnetonka's on board with splitting it out the other way. Does anybody else have any further thoughts to share? This is once again starting to go round in circles like it usually does when we try to involve other municipalities.
This is to find somebody to do the books for.
For
A
all,
variety of things, yeah.
all committees.
So would this be full-time or this just
This is envisioned as 35 or 40 hours a week. I have not yet heard back from the town. We were supposed to have heard from them, but they've been a little quiet the last couple of days. They have discussed this too, we suspect. So we're kind of waiting to see. We know there's 16 from planning, there's a few thousand from other places, but there's probably still a shortfall of 20 grand or so, maybe more on this. But it's only half a year left as well, so whatever the shortfall is only half of that. I certainly am tempted to just say, let's just do it and get it done. But it would be nice to see Minnetonka's put some in, but part of what Mountain suggested was that if Minnetonka's refused to put money in, they get no benefit from it.
But how do you
But
not
they're
when they're on
on-
the
well,
same committee?
but they're
on
on
those
committees
committees that pay for their part, they automatically paid for it. But as far as the spare time being used for anything, they're not eligible unless they put money in.
Oh, I see.
Because we're assuming there'll be a little bit of spare time to help out with some other things. And say, well, you didn't put any money in, so you can't have any of that spare time. And maybe that would actually convince them to put money in. You want one more think on it for 2 more weeks?
Well, I guess let's hear what Swan has to say too, because
Okay.
Like the watershed and stuff, they have their, places like that, they already have their
but like the
secretary there.
well,
Yeah, board
because they attend it. That's why.
Yeah.
Lots of the ones we go to, there is no one.
That's what I mean, but so how does that one fit into the?
For that one, they wouldn't pay anything. They wouldn't be
Yeah,
involved.
that
there'd be-
Primarily, this will be planning district, Swan Valley Rise, possibly airport, depending on what's happening over there. What's the other big one? Medical recruitment needs some of it.
Yeah, like the airport now, Terry Ganita does it, but then the town pays him, or the airport commission, I guess, pays him.
And if he wants to keep doing it, great, but I keep hearing that he wants out.
Mhm.
So at some point that'll become,
Well, it'd be the professional thing to do. I mean,
oh, it would be so
when you
nice.
look at it, you don't.
Oh, and it would be just well done. All well done.
Yeah, like there'd be no,
No.
And it's not that I don't like doing things, but like today I was running around checks for the chamber.
but the thing is,
It doesn't need me.
You're on the committee, just because you're chair now, you have to do all this extra stuff. The rest of the committee members don't have to do
Yeah.
it. You know, which isn't fair for anybody that's the chair of a committee, I don't feel.
Yeah.
Because-
And we get things done more on time
Mm-hmm.
than they sometimes are otherwise, because a lot of things now wait for when the chair of a committee can do it. Now, if the chair is away for 2 weeks, everything stops for 2 weeks.
Right, right.
No one's pushing along behind. Yeah, well, let's hear from Swan River, and we'll bring this back again in 2 weeks, hopefully for decision
We've done in
making.
a year, we'll be doing good.
9-7, here's the test. Who read the sample bylaw for derelict homes?
I don't
Councillor
know.
Blosha, congratulations.
For like the
Councillor
third
Burick.
time.
I read it twice, I don't think I read this one. Is it changed?
No,
Well,
this is
it's
exactly
just
the
all
same.
different ones, so you just.
Yeah, this is all the same stuff. It's maybe in a different order, but this is the same material.
Yeah,
as
it's a
last
different
meeting.
order.
My take on it is if we got this bylaw, let's enforce it.
But you gotta pick, like you wanna keep it the same or?
So,
Well, between everybody here, this almost needs a special meeting to go through it. It's, line by line and,
Yeah,
okay,
I think anyway,
we can do that.
because it's fairly involved.
It is involved. It's very,
I mean, it's long.
So it's a question that we're still posing. Question number one is, does council wish to consider adding derelict buildings to our existing bylaws? Because we have the two that are in force now that need updating. But as we're updating that, do we want to put the stuff for derelict homes in it? So in the case of a home in one of these urban areas, Benito, Durban, Kenville, where there's no electricity and nobody living there, we can force the issue of something has to happen. Or do we not want to put
Yeah,
that
or
in?
then you run into.
well, you almost
situations.
have to because it's in certain instances turns to be safety and then it's upon us.
Plus, that lot's not doing anything, and a gentleman like we had here, you could put a
Yeah.
house up there, you know.
So, can you all please speak with Madam Scheduler and find a time when a special meeting would work and we can spend an hour or two just discussing this? I imagine that might be a few weeks because it's summertime, but if you can all talk with her and work out when that would work for everybody to get us in a room together for a couple hours and we'll go through this, like you say, a lot more in depth.
No, I think we should.
I think so
I
too.
mean,
If
we
we're
could all
going to
raise
do it,
our
we
hand
need to-
tonight and say, yeah, let's do it, but none of us know what we're talking about.
No. Well, we just want that direction of do we pursue this at all? So if we're wanting to pursue it some, then let's have the meeting and look at it and figure out what it should say.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
fine.
Okay, so I'm gonna leave that on the six of you and Madam Scheduler.
Not September.
No. 9-8. Where is the owner of part of northwest quarter of section 253529 West has made application to subdivide a 7.33 acre parcel that includes the existing yard site. The owner will be selling the yard site and keeping the residual agricultural land, and also application for conditional use to allow a non-farm dwelling in the AG agriculture zone requires approval from the Municipality of Swan Valley West as per community planning. Therefore, be it resolved, the Council of the Municipality of Swan Valley West sets a public hearing date for August 12th, 2025 at 7:15 p.m. in order to hear from those who may be opposed to or supportive of the proposed conditional use. Is there someone to move the resolution? Councillor Blosha, someone to second it. Councillor Kushniryk. So again, we're not approving this tonight. A copy of the rough subdivision plan is attached, so you can review it and be ready to go for August when we hold this hearing. Any further discussion?
there wasn't a minimum of 10 acres, or is that just a?
10 is the maximum.
Maximum.
If you're over 10,
Minimum is 2.
yeah.
Minimum is, okay.
2 to
Maximum, it's
10.
maximum.
Well, you have to have 2 to have your own septic.
That's what I thought too.
If you're over 10, we have to give it 2 approvals.
Right.
But if you're under, between
Yeah.
2 and 10, we just want.
I got nothing against the 7 acres.
Call the question, those in favor? That's carried. 9-9, for the men in the room, you'll be like, oh, look, a vehicle. The ladies in the room, they're like, a Ford?
I don't know why you didn't even touch.
RJ just smiling.
Fix or repair daily.
RJ should buy it then.
We continue on with our always shopping, always looking, because we get a lot better deal if we're always looking. So this truck has come available. It's an older gentleman was the owner of this truck. It's very well taken care of. It didn't do very much except drive around Swan River and look at things for quite a while. The truck is available. I believe it's 12.
I think it's 12.9.
12.9, but they're open to offers. So we're bouncing simply at council. Are you looking for another vehicle? This would be one that would be suitable for the fleet because of its condition.
My question is, what would we be buying it for? I mean, for
I
what?
think just general use when guys are short of moving trailers around and moving themselves around even. So right now we're paying mileage to some guys to move themselves around.
Is that a long box?
Doesn't look like
I
it.
can't tell
Don't
by the
think it
picture.
is.
No, it just looks like a,
Yeah, I don't
Well,
think it
it's
is.
6.5.
just a regular cab, isn't it?
yeah,
So it's gotta be a long box.
oh, maybe.
I don't know what Ford boxes are.
8
They have a
foot.
7-foot?
8-foot box. If it's a single cab, it's not an extended
It
cab.
doesn't have that extended little, some regular cabs have more.
It's only a 2-door. So it's gotta be an 8-foot box, which would be handy.
So we don't necessarily have a
Purpose.
recommendation per se, other than the council has shown some concern over mileage being paid out, and there are times we're using personal vehicles still because we don't have enough to run around with, which will probably be exacerbated when we go sign installing right away. So it's here because it was a good deal. We
Yeah,
looked at it,
well-
it was good, and if we're wanting a truck, this is a good truck rather than spending 50 or 60.
We could take a truck and spend half that on a repair job nowadays, one of our other vehicles. I mean, there's very low mileage on it, Brad, did you look at that?
120 something I think on it.
That's all.
For how about
What year
19?
truck is it?
Oh, I don't recall.
It don't matter.
I think it's
2011?
Yeah, it's not
12,
new, but
somewhere
it's
in
just he used it so little.
Yeah,
And
100,000.
it's kind of a disposable truck, right? It's a regular cab, 2-wheel drive,
Yeah,
really plain,
yeah.
nothing fancy, we're not overspending.
Well, we don't need anything fancy.
It could haul water, it could haul tools, equipment, the sander if it had to. Just whatever, just guys.
To 150?
Yep.
Yeah.
The sander cracks me up, it's got no four-wheel drive stuff. Spinning out at the corners,
Such a backup, so sand under the wheels.
just see.
Thoughts on this?
Do we want to decide tonight whether we're gonna buy it or not?
We should give us some direction. We would negotiate on price a little bit and see if we can get that down any. But we would like direction because once we start negotiating, when we reach a price, they'll want an answer before 2 weeks.
Yeah, oh,
If you
yeah.
can give us direction on what you're thinking.
Well, for that kind of money and that kind of mileage, you just park it, it's worth it still, because it's not gonna lose anymore. You know what I mean? It's depreciated down to pretty well what it is.
It felt a lot better than saying, hey, here's a $60,000 truck we could buy.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, we don't need it every day like the
No.
I say buy it,
What say the rest of you?
if we got it in our budget, I guess.
Oh, we always find it. We just won't pay Ward 6 anymore.
Buy it,
Go pick all that gravel up and work.
buy it quick.
Move it to Ward 5.
They just won't cut the grass this year, which is.
Hey, good idea. I like that one.
You said it,
Okay, so I see 3 people who said buy it. What is you're saying? Okay, so the direction is we will negotiate if we can find a suitable price. It'll come back for a resolution, but we'll try and make the deal
Yeah.
suitable to everybody.
Yep.
Councillor Zbirun, you want some value?
Oh, good. Yeah. Yeah, maybe.
We're gonna have more vehicles than employees pretty soon.
Vehicles don't talk back. Okay, 910, assessment information. So you may have noticed the cake on the table tonight. This is the final report from the 2024 assessment. Okay. So for the first time ever, Swan Valley West has a milestone, at least a new one. Obviously, the arm of Swan River and the village of Benito never met this separately, and even combined they didn't. So we can report tonight that the total assessment for the municipality of Swan Valley West has now surpassed $1 billion, which is a brand new record for us. We have a suspicion that might well make us the highest assessed municipality in the area. So we have a cake tonight. We'll have some of that at break. It says $1 billion on it, because it's my kind of dollars.
Jeremy, get a good picture of this cake, Jeremy.
Front page.
And you want the Reeve behind it. Want the Reeve behind it?
The Reeve escaped the last newspaper quite well, not being in the photo. So anyway, it's just here for information tonight, but it is a milestone. I think it speaks to, like, obviously some of that's increase in value of the farmland, lots of it is, but there's also a lot of increase of people building things. We've seen that building permit report this year. We're seeing people here tonight. We were talking before the meeting about another house in Benito has sold for renovation and living in. These are good problems to have that we're being worth more and more. And hitting $1 billion, I think, is a really big deal for us. So that's why we have the cake tonight, just to celebrate a little bit that we're there, and hopefully we only make $1 billion once. As long as it doesn't go down and come back up again later. But no. 9/11. Sorry, I should ask, does anyone want to discuss any further the rest of that? No? Okay. Let's go. What did I do to my computer? So 9/11. We received a letter from the skate park committee in Benito. It's addressed to me and council members, so it comes to the meeting. If anyone's ever curious about this, if you address a letter to the Swan Valley West, it doesn't necessarily make a meeting. It goes to administration. If you mention the word council in a letter, it has to come here. So that's why sometimes things are dealt with administration. You don't see them here because they didn't say council. So for better or for worse, this is what the letter says. Ratepayers in the Wade Philip Galloway Skate Park Committee are concerned about the false information that an elected official voiced at a special meeting of council on May 6, 2025, roughly 10 minutes into the meeting. Without consulting the committee on the actual events, Councillor Byron Zbirun brought before council the public incorrect remarks about the skate park. He was not an elected councillor at the time, so therefore has no actual knowledge of events. Ratepayers would hope the elected official would check with those involved before making and spreading false information. We as a committee and many ratepayers would like Councillor Zbirun, along with his reliable source, to make a public apology in regards to his comment, and do hope that in the future he gets his information from those involved. Not by any means was our funding going to be pulled if we did not receive financial support by Friday. Bill Galloway contacted a member of the skate park committee in the spring of 2019 requesting naming rights to the park. We accepted his offer and signed legal documentation at the Arm of Swan Valley West office on August 20th, 2019. This money came from the Wade Philip Galloway Legacy Foundation. In no way, shape, or form was this municipal funds. We just happened to meet Mr. Galloway at the office to accept the check. Parents of the skate park committee put in a lot of hard work in a short time frame to reach our goal. Fortunately, with fundraising, donations, and grant money, we were able to succeed with building the park within 1 year. And that lists Tracy Kerr, Carla Hamlin, and Shauna Vanderschaff as people you can contact for more information. It also sent a photo with it. So a copy of the photo is attached with them receiving the check from Mr. Galloway, taken, it looks like probably right over there someplace against that wall. And I can attest, and I think Councillor Blosha likely can too, we were both on council at the time, and we can say that definitively the skate park contribution from Mr. Galloway was spoken about here more than just one day before. It went on for several weeks because he needed, his foundation wanted assurance that the insurance policy Swan Valley West holds on the skate park would indemnify his foundation if someone got killed at the skate park. And for further entertainment, we've attached as exhibit number 3 the actual wording from the meeting that night that they're complaining about, just in case anyone wants to see it. It's not necessarily.
Letter 3?
Yes, that's number 3. So it's got, this is just from the YouTube video that Mr. Bergen posted. I copied out the transcript and put it in there of what was said. So I won't go through it all, but essentially it was suggested that Mr. Galloway wrote a check for $25,000, which he did. It's just the context around how that worked that they're complaining about. Councillor Zbirun, all yours.
I'm just amazed. I didn't think anybody ever listened to anything I had to say here, so. Isn't that funny?
I was
It's
equally
like,
surprised when the
it's
letter
like you
came.
said, he did offer to write him a check
Yes.
for $25,000, so I mean, how they interpret it and how I interpret it, I guess is just too.
But like I did tell you that night, had nothing to do with the municipality.
Well, no,
I told you, it's in there.
It didn't
It
have
didn't.
nothing to do with the municipality.
But
That was the
that's-
goodness of his heart that he.
I think
Am I stepping into it again?
Well, I think from what I gather from the letter, and I didn't speak to them, I just read the letter when it came, and I emailed them back and said I'll put it on the agenda so we can talk about it. I think their concern is that, it came across that night as, on Thursday they had this big disaster, they were going to lose their skate park if they didn't have the money, and so on Friday they got the money. I think that's where they're coming from more, that part of it. I don't think there's any question Mr. Galloway's foundation gave $25,000. We all know that's what happened. That's why it got naming rights. It's just the surrounding about it, of how it went down, because I think they may be feeling a little slighted that they couldn't plan their way out of a skate park and had to be saved, when that maybe isn't how it went.
I don't know how to respond to that because he got the $25,000 in order. You know what? That's fine. They got their opinion, I got my opinion. We'll just leave it at that because I'm just gonna crawl right back into it. And yeah, that's fine. That's
Okay.
fine.
So if council's fine with that, can we just leave that with Councillor Zbirun? And if you wish to contact them and speak to them, and whether you offer an apology or not, that is your decision to make, not ours.
All right.
That works for everybody?
Yep.
Okay. 912, water leak in Benito. So we kind of touched on this already. It just got added to the agenda late, but that's the photo we were talking about. That's attached if anyone wants to see it to the agenda. I have to say, if it didn't come across before, I'm really, really proud of our staff. That was Tim and Sean and Derek that did this. So they took this from locating the problem to figuring out where it was, getting the locates done, getting our equipment there, digging the hole in a safe manner, actually following the rules, making sure we couldn't have the hole collapse, getting the hydrovac out, finding this, correcting this, putting the parts in, and they did it. For the first time in forever, we actually fixed our own water leak and we saved $5,000 doing it. So we ended up paying for the hydrovac because it's a rental and for the parts we put in, but otherwise we didn't even accrue overtime for it. We just did it during the day. So TNC did drop by today because they were in town looking at the skate park, or splash park, for connecting to it. And they dropped by the site and said, oh, hey, you guys are going to have to do this yourself. This is sure cool. If you need any pointers, we'll gladly. They actually gave them some ideas of what they're doing in the hole. And we're so happy to see that we were actually digging a hole. We thought they might be a little upset. No, they're happy as could be. If you ever need help, if you just need one of us to come, you can get one of us to come and help or do whatever. So to me, it's a big deal. I know some people, it's like there's a hole in the ground with some water in it. But the idea we did it ourselves, I'm really quite happy.
It's one thing fixing the leaky toilet, but it's another thing when you're 8 or 9 feet down on the ground.
Yeah.
And it's thankfully not winter.
Yes. And there's obviously going to be times that we just call TNC.
Yeah.
But the more of this we develop in our own staff, the more we can do.
Who is this we call?
TNC from Roblin.
Oh,
And they're usually anywhere from $6,000 to $8,000 when you make that phone call. So the more of it we can do ourselves, the better it is. And it really builds capacity because when we discovered this last week, TNC wasn't available. And so they couldn't come, so they were on another call. So, there's times when they're not available and we can still fix things. That's pretty nice. Plus the money. I like the money part. Anything further on that? Let's go to committee reports. We will start with Councillor Burick.
I didn't attend any committees, but I just want to know, is there an update on our grader?
So that I was out to see it 2 nights ago. Old engine's out, new engine's there. They're working on putting it in. Do you know any more than that?
Nope, it's untarped and they're working on it. That's
Yeah.
all
I don't know if the engine's in today or not, but they were ready to drop the new one in now.
It's a while yet, then, eh? skid steer, how did
You
you hear?
managed to make the happiest news sound horrible.
Skid
Let
steer.
me help you out with, oh good, it's almost fixed.
Be a while yet anyways. So skid steer, any update on that?
We have nothing further to share from last meeting.
Nothing from Charlotte.
Still waiting on assurance.
Okay, and Mr. Tomsky is coming tomorrow, you said?
Mr. Tomsky has not yet canceled tomorrow's appointment, so we believe he will be here tomorrow. This will be our 4th attempt in the last couple of weeks to have remote. We've had 4 dates booked. The first 3 he cancels, but usually by 4 p.m. the day before he's canceled. No cancellation notice today, so we believe tomorrow's a go with Mr. Tomsky unless he cancels in the morning.
So you'll,
First thing in the morning.
Yeah.
so you'll text in the morning, Kristi, what time you want to meet or?
Yeah.
Okay, good, thanks. Yep, that's it.
Okay. Councillor Blosha.
I have no committee reports.
Councillor Kushniryk.
Not much. Water fund, that's it.
Councillor McGregor.
No committee reports, but just wanted to let everybody know that I think Canada Day in Benito went really well, and I think everybody enjoyed themselves. Had 43 registered vehicles and a bunch in the parking lot that didn't register. Pancake breakfast looked like it was well attended, and the supper was well attended, so I think it went off really well.
Councillor Neely.
No meetings, but I also saw a lot of old vehicles. I had to go to Brandon on the 1st of July, and I was between Neely and Manitoba. I must have met 15 old vehicles humming down the highway. Highways B.
Yeah.
Pretty cool. But anyways, no meetings in the summertime. But, yeah.
Councillor Zbirun.
No committee meeting report.
There we go.
Yeah.
So earlier today, I was working with the chamber a little bit, catching up some stuff there as we talked about some more of the stuff the assistant could do. I also attended today the Province of Manitoba committee hearings for local media, which isn't council related, but I sat through the entire afternoon with MLAs, which was kind of interesting just to watch their process and see how they do committees as compared to how we do them. So it was an interesting time. We were doing the meeting by Zoom today. They're no better at running Zoom than we are, so we don't have to worry too much about that. Yesterday I had an opportunity to meet with the bylaw officer to discuss some things in Benito. So we're looking at how far are we going, and I'm always kind of pulling him back a little bit, and he's always kind of trying to push a little more. So we're talking about 2 specific complaints in Benito, and I can update those a bit in camera, but I think we've come to common ground on how not to be insane on going after people, but at the same time, just nudge them a little bit to where we want them to go. On Friday, I spent some time at Cook Brothers. I met with both Cam and Ford to discuss how graveling has gone this year, talked a little bit about crushing, talked about the Alpine pit. So we were discussing at length crushing up there or what could be done, and they're going to provide us a quote on screening to 1 1/4 inch that would take all the big stuff out. It'd be a lot cheaper than crushing and would give us, really good pit run that could be used on roads directly without the rocks then coming through it later. So there's some opportunity for that. We'll see
With
what
clay,
the pricing is.
you have the clay there too.
Yeah. So it'd be like really good packing stuff we could use to top roads if we had to, but without the rocks that come through like we saw in 216 where the
Yeah.
pit run was too big. So there'll be some options there. Spent some time on Thursday working the water issue in Benito. And that takes us back, believe it or not, to the last meeting. It's been a little calmer, although a lot of it doesn't get listed in there anymore because some days it's got to 2 hours a day here now instead of 1, but there's one big happy family. Any discussion, sharing, anything else we want to do at this time? All right. We are going in camera after the break. We have much to discuss. Thankfully, nothing that's a complete disaster. Always nice when it's that. We talked a little bit of HR stuff. We're going to look at doing some advertising for that shortly. We have some of those bylaw things. I'm sure there'll be some questions come up on some of the enforcement matters. We will discuss a little bit more of the water issue. There's a couple little details there that should be shared with council that maybe aren't the best of news, but hey, we're through it and that's a good thing. And we'll see what else comes up, but I think that's about all we have for in camera tonight. So with that, we will take a recess for about 10 minutes, check the weather, maybe even have a slice of cake.
Well, for sure.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
For sure.
Absolutely.
I want to park with this building.
Yeah.
The whole place.
Bill, Bill,
Yeah.
yeah.
We will be in recess for a few minutes. Good evening, Meredith. We'll go to 13.1. Be it resolved that pursuant to section 152.3 of the Municipal Act, Council shall need a committee to hold and close the meeting and continue discussions in camera regarding personnel matters, negotiations, preliminary discussions, investigations, or enforcement of an active bylaw on security of armed documents and property. Is there a mover? Councillor Neely, and I saw Councillor Kushniryk as well. Any discussion? Hearing none, we'll call the question. Those in favor? That's carried. Coming out of the in-camera session, we'll go to 13.4, resolutions arising from in-camera discussions. Does anyone have any? I think we'll leave it. We'll do it next time. Coming to 14, notice of motion. Now, normally I say any notices of motion, there's silence, but tonight we have a notice of motion. I, Councillor Blosha, do hereby give written notice I will at the next regular meeting of Council introduce a motion to reconsider resolution number 2025-242 dated June 24th, 2025 regarding public hearing. That will appear on the next agenda. Any other business for Council tonight? Well, number 15, be it resolved, this meeting shall now adjourn at 9:19 p.m. Be it further resolved, the next meeting is Tuesday, July 22nd, 2025 at 7 p.m. Could you sort out who's first?
I think you might have beat me again.
Okay, Councillor Neely first, and then Councillor Blosha. I'm always glad we two agree at least. It helps out. Any discussion?
He had his hand up
All in
before.
favor?
Call the question. Those in favor, thank you for a good meeting tonight.